Here's how to open a brokerage account on Fidelity. Let's get started by visiting fidelity.com or using the link in the description below. When you land on their homepage, look for the Open an Account button and click it. You'll be taken to a page showing various account types available. Fidelity offers retirement accounts, IRAs, health savings accounts, cash management solutions, and even 529 college savings plans for children's education expenses. Since we're focusing on brokerage accounts today, scroll down and select Open an Account under the Brokerage Account category. The system will first ask whether you're an existing Fidelity customer. This allows current users to add additional accounts to their profile. Since I haven't used Fidelity before, I'll select No, but choose whichever option matches your situation. After clicking, you'll see a quick overview of what's needed. Hit Next to continue. Next, you'll need to decide between an individual or joint account. Select Individual if you're opening this account alone. Choose Joint if you want to include a spouse or another person. I'm going with an individual account for this demonstration. Now comes the personal information section. You'll need to enter your full legal name, social security number, date of birth, email address, phone number, and current residential address. Make sure everything is accurate before proceeding. I'll fill in my details and click Next. Like most brokerage firms, Fidelity requires employment information. This is standard industry practice for regulatory compliance. You'll need to indicate your employment status, job title, and employer's address. Take your time reading through the security and industry regulation questions. Then select None Apply if none of the special circumstances describe you, which is true for most people. Click Next when finished. Here's something unique I haven't encountered on other platforms. Fidelity asks where you'd like your uninvested cash held while waiting to make investments. You have two choices. Option 1 is SPACs, the Fidelity Government Money Market Fund. This fund pays monthly dividends and currently yields around 4.1%. Option 2 is FCash, a taxable interest-bearing cash account, earning approximately 2.19% interest. Money market funds like SPACs invest in short-term debt securities with minimal credit risk, typically issued by governments or corporations. They're considered low-risk investments that provide liquidity while earning returns. Looking at historical performance over the past decade, these funds have performed well, often matching or exceeding Federal Reserve interest rates. SPACs does carry a 0.42% expense ratio, though. FCash presents virtually no risk, since it's FDIC insured through partner banks. Both options keep your cash readily available for trading. Your choice depends on personal preference and how long you typically hold uninvested cash. I personally prefer SPACs, but since I don't keep cash sitting idle for extended periods, either works fine. After selecting your preference, click Next to review all your entered information. This is your final chance to correct any errors before account creation. Scroll down to read through the agreements and disclosures, then accept the terms and conditions. When everything looks correct, click Open Account. Congratulations! Your account number will appear on screen. Mine consists of one letter followed by 8 digits, though I'm covering it for privacy. Interestingly, it appears I may have had a previous account through a third-party arrangement. Click Next to continue. Identity verification is next. You'll re-enter your name, date of birth, and the last 4 digits of your social security number. After submitting, you'll receive a verification code via text message. You have 30 minutes to enter this code and click Submit. New account holders will create both a username and password during this step. Since I previously had credentials, I'm only setting up a new password. Enter your chosen password and proceed by clicking Next. You'll now log into your newly created account, enter your username and password. Another verification code may be required. You can check Don't Ask Again on this device to skip this step on future logins from the same computer. I typically enable this for my desktop. Click Submit to complete login. Excellent! Your Fidelity account is now active and you're logged in. Let's move on to funding your account. Click the Add Funds button prominently displayed on your dashboard. A new window opens with a drop-down menu showing funding options. You can add a bank account, transfer an existing account to Fidelity, or transfer funds through PayPal. I'll select Add a Bank and click Continue. The next screen asks about your preferred transfer method. I'm using EFT, Electronic Funds Transfer, which essentially moves money directly from your bank. You can also send money to yourself if funding your own account. Another identity verification code will be sent before you enter your banking details. You'll see a summary showing transfer details, amount, destination, and method. Fidelity offers 2 ways to connect your bank. You can either log in directly through Fidelity using your online banking credentials or manually enter your bank account information. Both methods work, so use whichever you prefer. I typically enter my information manually. I'll proceed with an EFT to link my checking account. This requires your bank's routing number and your account number, both found on your checks or banking app. After entering these, click Agree and Continue. That attempt didn't process successfully, possibly a temporary system glitch. If you experience this, try the alternative method. Let's connect the bank directly instead. Fidelity supports most major banks through secure connections. I'll select Capital One from the list, since that's where I hold my account. The connection established immediately, without issues. Now you can initiate the transfer. Select your linked bank account as the source and your new Fidelity account as the destination. Choose your transfer date and enter the amount. The maximum single transaction is $250,000, though I'm just transferring $30 for demonstration purposes. Once you submit, the transfer request is processed. Return to your Fidelity dashboard to see the pending transaction. The funds should appear within 1 to 3 business days. Congratulations! You've successfully opened and funded your Fidelity Brokerage account. Getting started with Fidelity is straightforward. Head to their website using any browser. The homepage presents multiple account options designed for different financial objectives. Retirement accounts provide tax advantages for long-term savings. Health savings accounts offer tax benefits for medical expense savings. Cash management accounts function like checking accounts but with competitive interest rates. 529 plans help families save for future education costs with tax benefits. For this guide, we focused on standard brokerage accounts, which offer maximum investment flexibility. You can purchase stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs without withdrawal restrictions or contribution limits that apply to retirement accounts. Consider consulting a tax professional if you're uncertain which structure best suits your needs. Accuracy matters when entering personal information. Fidelity verifies your details against government databases. Typos in your social security number or address can delay account approval. I hope this walkthrough helped you successfully open and fund your Fidelity brokerage account. If you have questions, drop them in the comments below. I'm happy to help. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tutorials like this one. That's all for this video. Thanks.